So he's going to realize in a second. The Survival Brace just saved our asses. Hey trainers, what is up and welcome back to the channel. The deck I'm featuring today is the Mega Lucario deck. This deck is amazing. So the Mega Lucario EX has two attacks. The first is Aura Jab. So Aura Jab does 130 damage and you may attach 3 basic fighting energy from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. You can attack one time with the Mega Lucario, and with that attack you can power up different one-prize attackers. Why one-prize attackers, you may ask? Because we're in a format where 3-prize Pokemon are dominant. So in a world where 3-prize Pokemon are king, the one-prizes knock them out. So that's why I added the single prize Lucario. So the single prize Lucario has a revenge type attack, which if your Mega Pokemon is knocked out, they get 3 prize cards. And then for a single fighting energy, we do 120 more damage plus the 30. So in a way, we do 150 damage if our Mega Pokemon is knocked out. So if we cannot one-shot a Pokemon with the regular Mega Lucario EX, we can utilize either the regular Lucario with the revenge attack, or we can use the Hariyama. So the Hariyama has both a great ability and an attack as well. So its ability, Evo Catcher, is basically a boss's orders if you evolve from your hands, which is also good because you can play other supporter cards during that turn. So you can either Iono them to a lower hand size or use Lillie's Determination to grab more cards, you know, to have more resources to work with. And also in this list, we're playing the Ace Nullifier Genesect. So what's the Ace Nullifier Genesect? It has an ability which, if you attach a tool card to that Genesect, you basically stop your opponent from playing any ace spec cards from their hands, which can be very destructive. There are also other notable cards in the Mega Lucario deck. So we have this new Fighting Gong, which is either an Earthen Vessel or a Nest Ball for fighting Pokemon. Not really a Nest Ball, either an Ultra Ball, but without the discard. So it acts as either. So whatever you need, you can go grab with the Fighting Gong. And I feel like if you're in need of energies, like it's better to have a Fighting Gong instead of a Earthen Vessel, for example, because the Fighting Gong can take your Riolus out of the deck. You can grab your Solrock, your Lunatone, just everything, but it doesn't get your Hariyama or your Lucario. So that's why the Ultra Ball comes in. Now, what other cards do we have in this Mega Lucario deck? We have the Premium Power Pro. So basically the Premium Power Pro is a power tablet for Fusion Strike Pokemon back in the day, but they changed it to fighting types only. So if you use this card during your turn, your fighting Pokemon do essentially 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. I've also added this little tech into the deck. So what does Survival Brace do? Because we're living in a format where we still have Raging Bolt or Gholdengo or even Cerulege one-shotting our Mega Lucario, and the Survival Brace kind of stops that. So if your Pokemon is at full HP and if it would be knocked out, the remaining XP becomes 10 and you discard the tool. So basically, we have a Pikachu's ability as a tool card onto our Mega Pokemon, which is insane because then our Mega Pokemon can take 2 hits instead of 1, unless the opponent is playing something like God of War, Monkey Dory, move over the damage and then one-shot us anyway. It is mainly to counter those worst matchups like Gholdengo or Raging Bolt. So without further ado, let's hop into some gameplay and see how it rolls. Right, they lost the coin flip. Do you want to go first? Yeah, I think this deck always wants to go first because we want to evolve our Mega Lucario as soon as possible and also have more resources to work with. I don't think they can quite see what deck we're playing because there is also Garchomp. Garchomp is also playing the Fighting Gong and the Premium Power Pro. So we're not over revealing too much with this mulligan. Right, we have a Lunatone. We have not much going on here. So we'll have to see what... I think we're going up against Gholdengo. That will be a tricky matchup. So I think in this situation it's better to high roll. Let's see. We have all these double. We have a Mega Lucario prized. Yeah, we do. We have the Vessel. The Brace is in here. That will enhance the matchup a bit. I think the other balloon is in our hands. No, it's not. So one balloon is prized. We have a bottle prized. Yeah. judging by the attackers, I think we'll be fine. Depends on these 3 cards. We have no 2 cards to attach to the Genesect. And no Riolu as well, so I guess I'll have to focus on getting a Riolu and attach for turn. And also kind of saving energy for next turn. But we need to find that. I think a 150 damage is not relevant into a Fire Weak deck. So that makes the regular Lucario obsolete. But we need the Genesect to counter their A-spec, whatever they're playing. So I think this was a solid turn. But next turn we do need to find either extra energy or a Air Balloon just to get the Lunatone out of the active spot. Yeah, it's Gholdengo, of course. But they got themselves a good start. And the Togepi. That's going to be a problem. But I'm going to deny them that because of the Survival Brace. Yeah. They won't know what hit them. Rare Candy Air Balloon. Of course, maybe they have the Togekiss already in hand, or Cypher Maniac for next turn. Either way, their board state is looking pretty good. Alright. We have another energy, so I think it's best to thin out the deck a bit more and try to look for that Air Balloon and the Survival Brace, of course. And maybe get ourselves our attacker. So I'll get another Riolu. It's 130 or 160. It doesn't really matter to play the Premium Power Pro already, so it's best to hold that. Another Riolu, of course. Another Fighting Gong. I think this time it's better to take the Makuhita. Okay. So we can... I think it's better to attach now. In case if we whiff our Air Balloon. Which in a way we do need for our Genesect. They play the traditional Gholdengo. Say they might play the Energy Surge Pro. That's it. That's the word. Right, so we have an Ultra Ball. But we did not find our Survival Brace. No, I think I'm going to bench the Lunatone in case we lose it. But they're going to after the Riolu because that's what they do. They want to limit our possibilities, and I don't want to lose the Lucario firsthand. I just don't want to risk it. Like, they can't get the Togekiss and get 350 damage. Then if they flip heads, they take 4 prize cards, and then just... it's game over. Right, they have themselves a Munkidori. Now, that's scary. So that means the Survival Brace won't do anything unless we one-shot things. Levincia, alright. So yeah, they are playing the traditional Gholdengo. They're going to get their race back, of course. Or just an Earthen Vessel. Okay. No, they don't quite need it. So I think it's better to not play Iono, but Lillie instead, so we can have more resources to work with. Okay. But that's good. The single prize Gholdengo has 130 HP, which is just enough for our Lucario to hit. So if we don't leave any damage on their boards, the Munkidori can't do anything. Okay, this is good. This is good. Boom. Yeah, I think I want to use the ability of Lunatone first, because I don't want to play the Ultra Ball just yet. Okay, look, yeah. That's why I play the Lunatone first, because if we discard resources we want, preferably in the later game, we can't get access to it anymore. So it's always best to draw more cards instead of just getting rid of them straight off the bat. There we go. But we still need to find our Survival Brace. We haven't even found that. And as much as I like to bench another Riolu, I didn't want to bench lock myself. I want another Fighting Energy. Yeah, just pre-attach on the Riolu, make sure that's safe. And I think I'm going to bench it anyway. And only one Gholdengo. I think I'm going to play the Lillie. They're not having too much draw. Okay, double Hariyama, yeah, of course. So the Hariyama can take care of the Gholdengo. I can take care of the single prize Gholdengo. And it's too bad we whiffed on it on the Survival Brace. But we'll see how it goes. As I mentioned, they don't have a lot of draw power available. So they might not even be able to knock out the Lucario. Then they take 3 prize cards. They go down to 2. We take 2 prize cards. We go down to 3. But let's just see how it works out. I'm curious what their plan is here. Now, do you have your ace back? That's the question. Getting more cards, obviously. 14 cards. 6 energies to one shot. And just the 1 in the discard. I wonder in that 13 card hand, do you have 6 energies? Can you get the one shot? He's contemplating something. Maybe whether to take the Togekiss or not. He already has the rare candy in hand. Boss's orders, okay. I think he's just going to stall, just take a prize card that way, and just wait it out until he has more energies to one-shot the Lucario. I think this was not the best play, unless, of course, there's no other way. I think we're in a good position right now, because I can promote the Makuhita. I can play some Premium Power Pro. How much do I need? I need 2 more. So then effectively I do 270 damage. They don't even knock us out. I have to let this sink in for a minute. The other Lucario has 2 retreat costs as well. I think in this way it's better to go after the Pheasantipity. But we still need to get our Riolu out of the active spot. So how do we manage this? I'm going to play the Fighting Gong. Get another Fighting Energy because I want to draw cards with the Lunatone first to see what we have available to work with. Maybe we find the Brace, maybe we find the Air Balloon in this case, which is what we wanted. I think in this position it's better to take the knockout with the Mega Lucario and then attach to the Riolus because we already one-shot because of the fighting weakness. And think I'm going to limit him even further. So I'll play Night Stretcher, get this one back. I think maybe it was better I took the KO and Pheasantipity with that Lucario, but there wasn't any Pokemon knocked out last turn, so there's that. I think it's also best to limit their possibilities. As I said, they don't have any draw available. If they... Oh, that's good. This is good. I'm going to attach the Survival Brace. Nice. Yeah, this is good. All right, Aura Jab. There's 1 here, and then 1 there. Okay, now he's getting 2 more Gholdengo. Shuffling the deck. But I haven't seen the Energy Search Pro, so maybe it's prized, or he's getting it right now. Like, he can't get the superior energy retrieval because there is only 2 energies in the discard pile. So he needs something like double Earthen Vessel, 2 energies in hands, or the Ace Spec. Or maybe it's Candy Togekiss and Prey. Okay, that's the Ace Spec. 4 energies. But now, because I have the Survival Brace on, he cannot one-shot us. But he's trying anyway. So he's going to realize in a second that the Survival Brace just saved our asses. Now I have the option to use Mega Brave as well, because there is no KO. I still cannot use the Retaliation Lucario. And I think I'm going to keep it if another Pheasantipity hits the board. Alright. I'm going to draw some more cards with Lunatone. Boom. But now I don't have the energy. So they play their Ace Specs, so we don't quite need those anymore. Play the Ultra Ball. Just going to thin out a bit. See if we have one more fighting energy. So we need either the Earthen Vessel, the Fighting Gong, or maybe it was best to not use the Lunar Cycle then. All right, thinning out what we don't need. Bloodmoon is not needed necessarily. Or I think we can thin out another Riolu there. Lillie. Take this. I think we can... Yeah, we can already evolve the benched one. Should I play the Premium Power Pro? I don't think so, right? No, but I think I'm going to research, because 7 cards is always better than 6 cards. And there's the fighting energy we needed, so good thing we high roll for a second. Right, now I can use Mega Brave. And now we're down to our last prize card. See how they respond to this. I think we're in a pretty good situation. Yeah, they conceded. Yeah, I think the Survival Brace just really knocked them off because they cannot take 3 prize cards from it, which has put ourselves in a pretty good situation. All right, let's hop into the next one. They won the coin flip, and they are going to go first. Okay, so going second allows us to play a supporter card. Oh, not if we start like that. Yeah, I don't feel the Air Balloon is going to save us from this situation. Going second, we can already thin out the Nest Ball, we can play the Artazon, and then see what resources we have available. But losing the Bloodmoon early on feels really bad, especially as we're going against Raging Bolt, I feel like. Or it might be Tera Box. I'm not sure quite yet, but I think the Ditto is going to reveal what the deck is going to be. Obviously, this needs to be a Tera Pokemon, and it's going to be Tera Box. Tera Box does play the Pikachu. The Pikachu can do 300 damage, but I think the Wellspring Mask Ogerpon is the real threat here. Let's just see what we have available. We have 4 Riolu, that's good. Did we have a fighting energy? No, of course not. They also already did their attachment. So I think I'm going to go double Riolu because they attack the active and one of the bench. They need Crispin or either Boss Vessel A-Spec attach. I think I'm going to disrupt them from using their A-Spec. Okay, so that's a no. The Genesect is prized. That puts us behind as well. I think I really need to attach the Air Balloon there. I don't quite want to commit to the Survival Brace. If they play something like Tool Scrapper, they can easily get rid of it. So let's just play the Lillie and just get it again. Of course. All right, Nest Ball. I'm going to play the Lunatone. I'm going to place down the Makuhita as well. Right, I'm going to thin out the deck from another energy so we don't draw into that. Of course, we can always still draw into that, but it lowers the possibility. Either way, I think the board state from next turn is looking good. And I think I want to attach to the Bloodmoon because next turn I can retreat and just attack with anything I want to. So, end turn. I'm looking quite good, but next turn I really feel like I want to one-shot that Ogerpon, so I want to thin out all the Premium Power Pros and just see if we can take the one-shot. Essentially, I need 3 of those. Of course, Area 0 and Depths. Noctowl, right? Now we're going to see how their play is going to be, how they will want to play this out. Because what they really want is to put their Riolu back in the active spot and then take out both Riolus. But for that to work, they need the A-Spec. Oh, they do have it. Do they? Yeah, they would need an attachment. The Sparkling Crystal. Or they can use, yeah, they can Teal Mask the Grass Energy. Use something like Energy Switch. So they don't need to commit to the Sparkling Crystal. Okay, so yeah, that's what's happening. No, that's too bad. But on the other hand, there's no way they can do it 2 times in a row. That's interesting. I think you wanted it the other way around. I think you just made a misplay. Oh no. Yeah, those are not the wins I want, but a win is a win. So let's hop into another one. Tails. Yes, we do want to go first. Thank you. Did I? Yeah, no. Just gonna promote the Riolu. We have the Fighting Gong to go fetch our fighting energy. If we go against something like, I don't know, a setup deck, it is not going to be a setup deck. And the Eevee, in fact, is pretty scary. Because if it's Flareon, it can knock us out quite instantly. So I think in this situation, it's best to grab a backup Riolu rather than an energy to attach to. Don't suppose they have the A-Spec right off the bat, do they? Like, depending on what Eevee deck it is, because I've featured quite a bit of it. Right, the Nest Ball is going to reveal the Fan Rotom, I suppose. The Fan Rotom will get them the Hoots, the Noctowls, anything to get them rolling. And then the Eevee will reveal what kinds of variant they're playing. So the scary part about this deck is because of the boosted evolution, it can instantly turn into something like the Flareon. And if they do have their A-Spec plus an attachment for a turn, they can instantly knock out the Riolu, attach even more energy to their benched fighters. Fighters? More like attackers. Oh, they even had it in hands? No, is the A-Spec coming? No A-Spec. This is good. We have a research. So I think in this situation, I think it's better to play the Premium Power Pro and play research. Because they have a really limited hands. And I want to preserve their limited hands. Of course, they have a Noctowl and stuff, but I really don't want to give them 2 more cards to work with. Alright, we have another. This is a pickle? No, no pickle. I'm going to play Nest Ball. Going to grab the Lunatone. But I'm not using the Lunar Cycle. Attach the Air Balloon there. So now I force them to find an Earthen Vessel or anything like it, while I do 160 damage. I'm going to bench the other Riolu, just in case they do some crazy shenanigans. Right, 160. And we have no energies in the discard, of course. So next turn, if I use the Aura Jab, I have 290, the Flareon is knocked out. That's good. Also, we didn't take a knockout, so the Serrano will get you. Eevee Pidgeot. Yeah, the Pheasantipity is not going to do much for you. Candy Pidgeot. What was the hands? And having a Noctowl? Yeah, maybe it was better to play the Iono, I feel like. Right, now, what do they need? Like, they can't play their A-Spec because of our Genesects. They can't use a boss's orders because they played Serrano. So they need something like Earthen Vessel or anything like it, because otherwise they cannot attack. And I think their Eevee EX is going to be the Sylveon next turn. Okay, Iono. You can't play the Iono. Or maybe for next turn. Right. Serendipity. Oh, what I wouldn't give to boss it up. It's too bad we didn't find a Makuhita. Right, did they just quick search for the fire energy? Ooh. So they have 130 damage on the board. That's something. Water and Thunder. I feel like maybe that's Jolteon? Or they're just going to use Coruscating Quartz. Anyway, let's just play the Lillie. No, that's a good hand. We can play the Lunatone. Then at least we have a fighting energy in the discard pile. Okay, so this time we have the KO. That's good. We can bump their stadium to limit their board state. And anyway, they have 3 cards in hands. Of course, they got rid of the Noctowl, so now they can use Night Stretcher to get it back to evolve the Hoot, but they need that in hand. I think I'm going to commit the energy to another Riolu. Yeah, too bad we cannot bench the Makuhita. Anyways, I'm going to get the KO here, and I'm going to charge up the other Riolu. So now, because of the energies, they only need 1 more attachment, and we can basically knock out anything in their deck. But essentially what I want is the 1 prize Lucario now, and maybe just the boss's orders. I guess we'll find out. They grabbed another Hoot from the Artazon and an Iono. Of course, they needed to disrupt us. Double Fighting Gong. That's good, but we cannot find the Mega Lucario EX with the Fighting Gong. So we would need something like Ultra Ball. With the Fighting Gong, we do have fighting energies, which we can discard with Lunatone in order to get ourselves rolling. But if they do get the KO, I think it's best if I shuffle the deck first with Artazon. Or I mean, it doesn't even matter. Oh, now it matters, yeah. No, it doesn't even matter because I play Fighting Gong, take the energy out, play Fighting Gong again, take another energy. Then I can play Lunatone. Because the deck is shuffled, I enhance the chance we can fight our Surviving Brace again. And then I can take the 1-hit KO with Mega Brave. Right, it's a good plan. Good plan. Wellspring Mask. And they bench it to Terapagos. That's interesting. Because it's fighting weak. And it's just in range of our single prize Lucario as well. So I think this is a good prize map. 2-2-2. Also, I thought the Eevee was fighting weak. Yeah, of course it is. But the Eevee is going to be a Flareon, of course. Now the Flareon is going to use Carnelian and knock us out for 3 prize cards. Yeah. Right, no big deal. Just need to find our Mega Lucario and the Survival Brace. And jobs are good. Boss's Orders is also good, depending on what we find. I think I'm going to thin out as much as possible here. How many do we have? 2 more? 2 more Ultra Ball and the Survival Brace. Effectively, the Lunatone plus the Professor's Research would be perfect. Is the Nest Ball going to do anything for us? No. Yeah, play the Premium Power Pro. Attach the energy. I think I'm going to play the Research here, because if I would have played the Nest Ball, I couldn't dig deeper into the deck, if that makes sense, because I reshuffle again afterwards. Yeah. So, no Survival Brace, but I think the odds are rather slim they can get the 1-shot on this particular Lucario, but we can get a 1-shot on Flareon, so that's good. Right. Going to retreat here, take the knockout, Boom. And just see how they respond to this. It's fine, they have plenty of Teras left. Because the thing is, if they can get the one shot on this Lucario, they just win the game, because that's their prize map, 3-3. But 340 HP for a Tera Box variant, it's not an easy feat to hit. No sir. And they're down the Glass Trumpet as well. And I don't suppose the Pikachu is going to save them as well, because Pikachu is capped on 300 damage, and they would need something like Max Belt in order to get the one shot on the Lucario. Okay, so they're taking 2 prize cards. But the thing is now, because the Lucario switched to the bench, the effect on Mega Brave has been reset. Because that's the order of things. If Pokemon go back to the bench, the effect on that Pokemon has been reset. Should be. So we should be able to use Mega Brave again. Because it's only if that Pokemon stays in the active spot. I guess we'll see. Right, so they're attacking with the Ogerpon. Yeah, and I think they just realized they cannot win this. Right. GG's to my opponent. So that is the power of the Mega Lucario EX. So I really hope you enjoyed the video and this course on this particular take I had on the Mega Lucario. So if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't so already. Right, trainers, enjoy your day and I'll see you in the next video.